Hey everybody, welcome back to the S.C.Y here to discuss some World Cup action. As we're about to preview some finals action, man. Oh my god, yes, we are here. We are here, ladies and gentlemen, to the fucking World Cup final, and I'm gonna show you how crazy this shit is because we're gonna go through what the final contestants had to go through to get to this point. Yes, it is gonna be France versus Croatia. France versus Croatia. It's going to be a fantastic duel between two football, I believe, house of magicians. Okay, let's just say that. I've been calling the Croatian team the Wizards just because of the pure skill that midfield has. So let's just get into it, right? Let's just talk straight with Croatia. Croatia has proven themselves as just the fucking hardest working team in this World Cup, in my opinion. They've proven every step of the way that, hey, it doesn't matter how much we're down, we will still find a way to get back up. And that's been Croatia's motto, and that's evident in how they've been in the knockout stages. As I have written here, actually, let's zoom it out a little bit, where I show you all the little doodads that we got here. So Croatia, in their round of 16 match against Denmark, prevailed in penalties, where Kasper Schmeichel, if you recall, Denmark's Kasper Schmeichel was an absolute animal. He saved a extra time penalty, and in actual penalty shootout, he was lights out. It was absolutely unbelievable, but Croatia endured that. Against Russia, another penalty. And Russia was going off on good home vibes, home pitch advantage, all that shit. But again, Croatia prevailed. And against England, with all that fucking hype going in, all right, everyone knows my whole disdain for England in terms of the football. I just, Jesus Christ. But in extra time, they're able to prevail. So Croatia has just proven everybody wrong. Every step of the way, I feel like they've been proving everybody wrong. Everyone's been saying, you know what? There's no fucking way Croatia's going to make it out. And I remember English fans saying, oh, this is a cakewalk. We're getting to the final. No, Croatia has undoubtedly proven themselves to the world that they belong here. They deserve to be here in the final. And absolutely, I feel from top to bottom, Croatia isn't, let's say, filled to the brim with A++ superstars. Okay? Because I feel Croatia has those big names in Rakitic, Modric, Mandzukic. God, I want to say Kovacic too, just because that dude, he plays for Real Madrid. Perisic. So maybe half those guys, a handful of those guys are relatively well known, in Europe. Internationally, they're just well known. But otherwise, majority of that squad is pretty decent. They're pretty decent altogether. And the way these guys gel together, the way their chemistry is on the pitch, the way they can just fucking buckle down and get their shit done, it's unbelievably impressive. It is absolutely impressive. And I'm curious to see how they're going to go against France. And now let's talk about France and show you here why France is a terrifying thought. France is an absolutely terrifying thought against Argentina. A 4-3 win against Argentina. The overhyped, yet overbloated, and often misconstrued in terms of perception of what this team actually was. Argentina wasn't a contender coming into this tournament, in my opinion. I honestly thought Argentina looked weak, and if anything would have happened, it was because of Messi and maybe Paulo Dybala. That shit never happened. That never happened. Sampaoli is an absolute moron. Messi is one of the best players in the world, but again, if you're surrounded by general mediocrity and superstars who choke in the biggest moments, yeah, you're not going to have a great time, Messi. So, reality of shit. And France against Uruguay was another interesting one. Again, Uruguay was coming off of a great win against Portugal. And France just demolished them. Again, no Edison Cavani, but the reality is you had Luis Suarez, you had Diego Godin, you had Muslera, you had all these pieces in that Uruguayan setup. So for me, that's not an excuse, right? But France then steps up to the plate in the semifinals against Belgium, and 1-0, Umtiti, just easy fucking goal like that. And on paper, France just looks like they're walking through. But to be honest, I think if I have to say the one thing about France is they tend to build their play a little slow. Okay, so what I mean by that is they're not out the gate, let's get this shit right now. It's more like, okay, we got about 20, 30 minutes, we're going to get in our groove. And once they get in their groove, it's kind of hard to stop them. It's kind of the equivalent of the Golden State Warriors in the NBA. Now, I know when we're talking fucking football, nobody wants to hear basketball shit, but this is how I try to paint an easier picture, at least for myself too. So, in a way, France is like the Golden State Warriors, where they have the adequate pieces, but their mentality is the one suspect thing. But again, from top to bottom, it's just A++ talent. Kind of the reverse effect of Croatia, where Croatia has the mentality down. They got the emotional aspects down. Their maturity in that level is phenomenal. They are good in that regard. But I think France, they're a bit young. You know, there are some veteran players in there, but generally that's one of the youngest squads in the World Cup right now. I believe that's second or third youngest, and not to mention Kylian Mbappe, who is going to be an absolute fucking animal. And you know, France is the team to beat. Let's just be real, guys. I've been saying this since day one. I've been saying this since the prediction. I've been saying this since December. Jesus, I've been saying this fucking December. I think France is definitely going to win. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. I made a bet because, you know, in the middle of May, you got nothing else to do in Vegas other than drink and get high and shit. But other than that, nothing really else. So I put some money down on France a while back, so I'm hoping France does some magical shit. I'm obviously wearing the jacket, wearing a Thierry Henry Arsenal jersey because fucking love Henry. He's one of the greatest players we ever had in Arsenal. But let's talk about what I think is going to happen in the actual match. I think France is going to win it 3-1. And I feel like it's going to be so close, though. I feel like despite whatever scoreline may come out tomorrow, and if France does win, I feel like what's going to happen is a goal and an equalizer will more than likely happen in that first half. More than likely. I don't doubt their offensive capabilities on either side for both squads, but I think France is going to have that X factor just pop in. I think Kylian Mbappe is going to do some wild shit tomorrow. And reason why I say that, generally what happens is superstars do the best shit on the biggest stage. So don't be surprised if Kylian Mbappe gets the winning goal and possibly a brace. I'm not holding out for a hat trick, but possibly a brace. I mean, this is one of those kids where Kylian Mbappe, to me, is one of those guys where if he gets comfortable as to what your scheme of defense is, you know, in that back four, back three, whatever scheme you want to put on him, he'll figure that shit out. He'll figure that shit out, and he'll fucking ravage through it. And I know this might sound like a Kylian Mbappe swallow fest right now. It's not. What I'm saying right now, though, is France has all these weapons. And now, the one thing I will say about Croatia's chances, possibly about Croatia's chances, is the simple fact of Rakitic and Modric. They're wizards. Those two are fucking wizards. Somehow shit gets done, and again, the veteran leadership between those two guys and the mentality there, that has to mean for something. But ultimately, I think France is going to take it, you know, and it's coming home. Not England, it's coming home to France. And how poetic, man. It's been 20 years. 1998 when Thierry Henry won it. So let me know what you guys think. Comment, subscribe, all that shit. I can't wait for the final. Let's go. Fuck off.